Hello everybody, Alex here, welcome to my Finance and Accounting Education channel. Today we have a short video with what I would like to call a market update. Basically we are going to look a little bit at the macroeconomic conditions, what's going on around in the world right now. We've just ended September and September was quite a crazy month. It's also the end of a quarter. Let's just say that last week Friday we were already in October, so the things have shifted a little bit unexpectedly. What has been the pinpoint of September and let's say of the latest quarter around the world is the apparent lack of good news. I'm not saying that the news that we are getting every day are that bad. Let's say that they are moderately bad, or there is a lot of uncertainty of what's going on or what will happen in the next period, and we will see. In just a second we will go through the major news and events that happened in September and before September that influenced September. The conditions are so that we get less and less positive news, and this is somehow affecting the markets and the trust of the investors. So let's just jump right in. In September, unless you were in Japan, where the only stock exchange which ended up with a plus 4.85%, wherever you're trading in the world, you have seen losses between 5.31% on the United States Nasdaq Composite to minus 0.47%, also a little bit luckier on the London Stock Exchange. However, most of the stock exchanges were down, with some of them being the lowest, having the low or the worst month in 2021, or even worse, having the worst month since March 2021. So let's say that September was not such a great month for trading. We've seen a minus 4.76 on S&P 500, so on New York Stock Exchange. Dow Jones minus 4.29%. DAX, the German stock index, minus 3.63. CAC 100, that's the French one, minus 2.58. And also the South Korean index minus 4.08. Yeah, we are interested also in some Asian markets. Not that much about Shanghai and Hong Kong stock exchanges. You know probably my opinion about let's say the Chinese companies. Not a very good place to be right now or in the future. That's just my opinion. So now let's go through the news and see what actually happened in the past month, so in September, but also before that, and you will get this feeling about what I'm talking, that the news are moderately negative or undecisive, and absolutely no positive news were out there. So let's start with China. First, we had this Evergrande crisis, the second largest immobilier developer in China, with 300 billion debt that has just stopped paying the coupons on its bonds. Then before that, with a few months before, we had the education stocks, or the education companies, that the stocks plummeted. Nothing got repaired, or we haven't gotten any positive news about that. More recently, we had the tech stocks, which are beaten down in China. Apparently the People's Communist Party of China doesn't like large companies, and especially the tech companies. They think they will probably get too much power, and they want to keep the power for themselves. We got some other crazy news in the past months, like the Ant IPO, which was completely suspended by China. Ant Group was, let's say, basically nationalized. Jack Ma doesn't exist anymore in the public opinion, so he's no longer saying anything. He was silenced by the Communist Party. Then we had Alibaba donating $15.5 billion to some investment funds in China, so it's basically a shakedown. They are just taking the money of the company, and which means that if you are an investor in that company, they are basically taking your money. Yeah, so the greater good of some public foundation from China is more important than the interests of the investors in Alibaba. Then we have this Macau uncertainty with the stocks and companies which are invested there in casinos like Wynn, and there are some others, and the prices dropped a lot. Then it's clear, related to this Evergrande crisis, that China has a problem with, they have these ghost towns, that the real estate market is, let's say, it's in a bubble. A house costs there between 27 and 40 times the annual salary of somebody, so it's very expensive. There is, together with that, there is a debt crisis. I think that they have too much debt. And on top of that, they just recently also got into an energy crisis, and it seems that they need to somehow slow down the, let's say, the industry in order to cope with the energy crisis. Of course, this energy crisis is also affecting the Bitcoin miners because they need a lot of electricity. So that would be about China. Basically, you see, it's nothing catastrophic, no single event of a huge magnitude, but also absolutely no positive news coming from China. Then we have the other giant, basically the first global economy, the United States. They have some infrastructure packages. One is these bipartisan infrastructure packages of $1 trillion. The other one is the social infrastructure package of $3.5 trillion. They just cannot agree about them. They are negotiating since months in the Congress and in the Senate, and the two large parties, the Democratic and the Republican, can not reach a conclusion about them, which would be a good stimulus for the economy. Then they have this problem with the debt ceiling. Basically, they have a level of debt for the country, and once every few years they reach that ceiling, and they need to either increase it or the government spending will stop, which will be very, very bad. We are in October, so we are not even close to the end of the year, and yeah, so this is like very bad news for any financial market. And they haven't reached an agreement now in October, around mid-October. It's expected that the debt ceiling will be reached, so it's more of a lack or another lack of good news. Then the inflation is not going down, it's still keeping up at 5.3% per annum. The employment numbers for August were quite that came out in September, were quite disappointing. Then there is this uncertainty about Fed tapering, basically reducing the number of bonds and other assets that they are buying from the market, and increasing the interest rates given the high inflation. Then, of course, a lot of logistics and supply chain troubles post-COVID pandemic. It seems that, let's say, what was working well pre-COVID pandemic, and if we are in the post-era of COVID pandemic, we don't know yet, with the Delta variant and so on and so forth, it seems not to recover. And of course, on top of that, we have started talking about stagflation, which is a very unwanted negative macroeconomic phenomena, which is combining basically inflation with low growth rates and high unemployment. Very bad for the economy and also for the investors. It's like the nemesis of investors is called this event which could happen in the future. So that would be about United States. So you see a lot of news that are not that negative, but also the lack of positive news is what's killing us. Then also in Europe we have some troubles. We have the same problems with the logistic supply chain as the United States. On top of that, Europe has some energy price increases, so in the gas and the electricity, also for manufacturing companies, but also for the individuals. There was big trouble, and it's still going on, and we are about to approach the winter times when we need a lot of gas and electricity to heat the housing. So the houses in Europe, some news, like for example Spain has decided to claw back the profits of the energy manufacturers, or the industry, in order to somehow try to make this from social point of view bearable. Then we have the fuel price increases, which they are also related. With mostly in Great Britain after Brexit there is a problem, but that's also related with the lack of truck drivers. And we have seen this very funny news about the driver of Cristiano Ronaldo that couldn't fuel the car, and the poor millionaire has to walk around or basically use the public transportation just like everyone else. And also there is from my point of view, there is a problem with the lack of personnel. After the COVID pandemic, many have decided to do something else, and especially in industries which were already not very attractive for the personnel, like the gastronomy and hospitality industries. There is a lack of personnel, and at least in Europe, the people have decided to do anything else, to learn new skills, to try other opportunities. Nowadays nobody wants to work, everybody wants to be a YouTube guru. I hope you got that reference. And so basically these are the news which are also affecting Europe. Again, nothing catastrophic, just moderately bad news. And the good news, I'm just saying move along, we have absolutely none, or at least we had absolutely none till the end of September. However, just as I have said, on Friday the markets recovered a little bit, so we've seen again green in the markets. There were just a few slightly positive news. One of them was this third phase trial of a pill, so a treatment from the Merck company, which is supposedly going to help the COVID infected patients. So unlike the vaccines, not everybody needs to take it, only the people that will get infected that will have some symptoms. This seems to have driven the markets a little bit back on the green side. Also the fact that the quarter was over and we are already in the new quarter on 1st of October on Friday must have helped. Then it was also that the US Congress voted with a few hours left before end of September the government funding till early December, let's say. So it was also a type of news that was in the area of uncertainty. And what was very funny was that the Fed chairman announced that he has absolutely, or the Fed has absolutely, or not, at least not for the moment, they have absolutely no interest, or they don't intend to ban the cryptocurrencies. And the price of Bitcoin just went up by 8.5% from 42,000 to 47,000. And I'm saying that for such an asset that is basically hollow and has nothing behind it, such news that somebody who's of importance in politics, in economy, and so on and so forth, and remember also the sayings of Elon Musk on Twitter and so on. Such news, somebody talking bad things about cryptocurrencies or good things about the cryptocurrencies, are moving the prices quite a lot. Imagine in the world of Amazon, for example, somebody coming and saying that Amazon is an okay company and they can continue their activity, would probably not move the stock prices with 8.59% upwards, or even downwards if it would be like Amazon is a bad company or things like this. Because fundamentally Amazon has something behind it, the stocks of Amazon have something behind it, and you cannot just move the share prices with such kind of news. That would be it about today. I hope you enjoyed this summary of what went on in September. September was, just as I have said, quite a surprising month. The downs are not that, let's say, ample, so we didn't lose that much in September. The idea is not to panic and not to sell your shares. Remember, when the markets are in red and your investments are also in red, you can do two things: either do nothing, it's the best thing which you can do, and wait for the recovery, or even better, if you were targeting some shares or some companies before and now they are at discounted prices, now is the moment to buy. So buying the dip or buying this market downturn is always a good idea. Otherwise, nothing special happened. It's let's say that if you have a market that is always at all-time highs and is always in green, as an investor you should also be worried, because you never know or it's very hard to understand a market that always goes up. From time to time corrections happen, we know about this. 5-10% they need to happen, it's only natural. End of quarter, some institutional investors need to mark down their profits and things like this, so it's absolutely nothing. Once again, my name is Alex Petrescu. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, to like this video if you like it, to comment and share. Once you subscribe, also hit the bell notification button, you will never miss an update on my side. Below this video there are also some links through which you can support me. You have the opportunity of creating an eToro account and trading there without a commission or a fee, which is always a saving no matter how often you are trading. 2 links from Amazon. If you like the audiobooks, you have 2 free audibles from Amazon, or joining the Kindle program if you like reading electronic books. And last but not least, there is a wish list from Amazon as well, with a lot of software and hardware items that can help me improve the quality of my videos. Also very beneficial for you, but from financial perspective not very convenient. Much appreciated if you choose to support me like that, in this manner. Easiest thing which you can do to support me is only to hit the subscribe button and to continue watching my videos. Once again, my name is Alex Petrescu. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to presenting to you next time. Have a good day. Bye.